Today, we are deep diving into one of the best beloved sitcoms in television history. That's right, The Dick Van Dyke Show. Whether you watch every episode or only know the famous trip over the Ottoman, today we're unpacking the facts, the fun, and the hidden trivia that made this TV series a legend. So grab a snack and some water, sit back, and let's rewind to the golden age of laughter. Ready? Here we go. The Dick Van Dyke Show, it premiered in 1961 and it ran for 5 incredible seasons on CBS. It was the brainchild of Carl Reiner, a comedy genius who based it loosely on his own TV writing. Here's a fun fact: the pilot wasn't even called The Dick Van Dyke Show, it was titled Head of the Family, and Reiner himself played the role. But CBS didn't think it would work. Then came a smart switch. Enter a young Broadway star named Dick Van Dyke, a rising talent, and someone named Mary Tyler Moore. Suddenly, the chemistry clicked and TV history was born. Carl Reiner later joked, replacing myself was the best decision I ever made. A trip, a twist, a television legend. Now, let's talk about that ottoman. Every week as the jazzy theme rolls, Rob Petrie walks into the front door, tosses his hat, and either trips over the ottoman or neatly sidesteps it. Believe it or not, that stumble wasn't planned. Dick Van Dyke's tripped during the filming, and everybody laughed so hard that they decided to keep it. Carl Reiner loved it so much, he filmed 2 openings, one with the trip and one with them not having the trip. And they decided to keep audiences guessing each week. And that ottoman, it became a symbol of life itself. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you don't, but you always get us smiling. Van Dyke later said he liked the trip version best because it felt more human. Dick Van Dyke, he was every man's star. By the early 60s, Dick Van Dyke was already a Broadway golden boy after Bye Bye Birdie. On TV, he brought the same blend of warmth and physical comedy. Rob Petrie wasn't a perfect husband. He was clumsy, distracted, and human, and that's exactly why America fell in love with him. Behind the scenes, Dick Van Dyke improvised small falls and facial reactions that made editors keep rolling. His blend of grace and goofiness inspired later comedy legends and sitcoms like Seinfeld and Frasier. And when he added that wide eyed grin, the audience was his forever. Now let's talk about Mary Tyler Moore. The role that turned Mary Tyler Moore into a household name was Laura Petrie. She was only 24 years old when she joined the show. Network execs complained that her slim capri pants were too casual for television, but Moore pushed back, saying, real housewives don't vacuum in skirts. That small rebellion changed TV fashion forever. After Dick Van Dyke Show, women on television could finally wear pants and look confident doing it. Mary won 2 Emmys for Laura and later used that success to create her own groundbreaking series, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. But before she moved to Minneapolis, she gave us one of the most unforgettable moments, that famous bathtub scene. Never bathe on Saturday. One of the funniest and most talked about scenes in the entire series came when Laura Petrie gets her toes stuck in the bathtub faucet. It happened in season 4, episode 27, Never Bathe on Saturday. Laura is trapped in a hotel bathroom, trying to stay calm while Rob panics on the other side of the door. Mary Tyler's more comedic timing is perfect. He will parts of glamour and panic. Dick Van Dyke later admitted it was almost impossible not to laugh during the filming of that one. And here's the kicker: that Scene was based on a real life incident. One of the writer's wives actually got her toe stuck in a tub spout. It became an instant classic and one of the most re-aired scenes in sitcom history, proof that a domestic disaster plus great writing equals great comedy gold. The show's brilliance came from its inside look at the comedy's writer room, something audience had never seen before. Rob Petrie's job writing for the fictional Alan Brady show was inspired by Carl Reiner's own time working for Sid Caesar. That's why those storylines about joke pitches, deadlines, and egos felt so real. Alan Brady himself, played by Reiner, was the perfect parody, talented, vain, loud, and lovable at once. Writers Will Percy and Sam Denoff crafted witty banter, and it still holds up today. Those scenes didn't just show how TV comedy was written, they were TV comedy. Part of the show's magic came from its supporting cast. Buddy Sorrell and Sally Rogers, played by Maury Amsterdam and Rosemarie, comedy gold. Amsterdam's nickname, the human joke machine, could improvise a punchline faster than anyone. And performance Rosemary had been a performer since the age of 4, a true veteran. Off camera, she became one of Mary Tyler Moore's closest friends. The real life warmth came through in every exchange. Even recurring characters like Mel Cooley and Millie Harper added texture and timing that would make the show seem real, not just funny. Let's rapid fire a few of fans' favorite. Coast to Coast Big Mouth, Laura blurts out that Alan Brady is bald and wears a wig. It won her a TV Emmy. It may look like a walnut, a surreal sci-fi spoof where Rob dreams aliens have taken over, wild and hilarious. The curious thing about Laura opens up Rob's mail. Chaos ensues. The show was ahead of its time, breaking the fourth wall, bending reality, and proving that sitcoms could be smart and silly all at once. The series went on to win 15 Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Comedy Series 3 years in a row. It was ranked one of the top 20 shows of all time in the sitcom category. Without the Dick Van Dyke Show, there may not have been the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Cheers, Modern Family. In the mix of workplace and home life, set the blueprint and the ensemble for comedy that followed. Dick Van Dyke's timing, Mary's warmth, Reiner's writing changed television. Ready for some rapid fire trivia? Dick Van Dyke actually wasn't a trained dancer. He just looked like one. Mary Tyler Moore's nickname on set? Legs. The theme song had lyrics, but they never used them on TV. The Petrie's address, 148 Bonnie Meadow Road, was Carl Reiner's real home address. And here's a good one. The show almost got canceled after the first season until fans wrote thousands of letters to CBS demanding it to stay. Audience saved it, proving how loved it really was. So next time you hear that iconic theme song and see that mysterious Ottoman, remember, the Dick Van Dyke Show wasn't just funny, it was revolutionary. It redefined marriage on TV and gave us one of comedy's best do and set the stage for every sitcom that came after. Thanks for joining me on this nostalgic ride through TV history. If you love this deep dive, hit that like and subscribe button for more classic TV stories. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see and which Dick Van Dyke Show episode was one of your favorite. I'll see you next time and watch your step. You never know which way the Ottoman is and what's going to be waiting for you.